Good morning, artists, and welcome to the Art Studio. My name is Allison Jensen. I am the owner of Orange Easel School of Art, and I'm here today to talk to all of my families of kids who are enrolled in our regular weekly classes, and we're going to talk about all the things that are happening in this first week of April. So I have some examples to show you and a couple housekeeping notes, but hopefully this is a pretty brief video since we're just now starting our month, so I don't have any kids examples, but the instructors did meet last week and we worked through some of our multimedia projects. So I thought I'd show you some of their stuff, okay? So we're gonna go through preschool fundamentals. We're gonna go through drawing classes. We will go through our multimedia classes, and then we'll get to some housekeeping stuff. So let's start with fundamentals, because we never start with fundamentals, and that'll be different, right? So let's start with our fundamentals. So fundamentals classes are doing a nature-inspired month. We love that, now spring has come. Hopefully we can have the outside area open. We can do some stuff that is, on rocks and on natural items and on flowers and on, tree bark and things. They're going to look at the art of Monet, specifically his water lily pictures. And we're going to read books that kind of go along with that theme. So we start our week this week with Ferdinand. So the kids always say, "Oh, I've seen the movie." And I'm like, I didn't even know it was a movie. But I remember this book from when I was a kid. It was Ferdinand the Bold, and he likes to sit and smell the flowers. And so we make a lot of art this week that has to do with flowers. They get to pound flowers with rubber mallets and see how that makes a mark on their paper. They get to chop up and cut up flowers and make perfumes. So it's a total sensory experience. And then, of course, the preschool room will have all new stations for them to explore since it is a new month. So that's our preschool classes. Cool. We meet 3 times this month. I know last month was a weird month just for everybody in general, but there were 5 Tuesdays, 5 Wednesdays, and 5 Thursdays last month. So my preschool families, they were like, "What do you mean we have 2 days off?" This month, we're back to only 4, which is great. And so it's just the first 3 of the month is when you guys meet. So the first 3 Mondays, the first 3 Tuesdays, the first 3 Thursdays, the first 3 Fridays. If you ever don't know what your off days are, you can reach out to us. We're happy to show you. I know here in Liberty, it's on the sign-in sheet. You can see it in your Sawyer account. If you log in there, if you go to the Orange Easel website and look under for current students, it'll tell you how to get into your Sawyer account so that you can see your class schedule. Those are the best places to go and look if you're not sure when your class is meeting. Cool, fundamentals people. We're in the home stretch of the school year, so you really only need to worry about it for this month and next month, and then we're on break for all of summer. Let's talk through drawing before I get to all these different multimedia examples that are sitting next to me. So drawing classes for this semester have worked through a lot of basics in January. We did portraiture in February. We did figure in March, which was a super fun month for our kids. And now we're getting into less life drawing and more observational from photograph. We're going to have a unit on animals. So they'll start this week with our dogs and our cats, kind of our more familiar animals. We're not bringing in actual dogs and cats to draw, much to the dismay, I'm sure, of our kiddos. We're going to be working a lot from photographs. Our younger artists, especially our Drawing 101 class, they will start with just breaking down simple shapes, taking a complex thing like a dog running and learning how to break that down into shapes. They'll do some step-by-step drawings and then some observational from photograph. Once we get through dogs and cats, then they get to move on to, what is it, alicorns, unicorns, and horses, I think. And then we go lizards and dragons. And then I think we end the month with birds. But it's all very animal focused this whole month in our Drawing 101s and our Drawing 102 classes. They will work with the mediums they've been working with. So they'll work with charcoal. They'll work with Sharpie ink drawings. They'll work with color. And since they've already had kind of the basics in those lessons, especially in our older kids classes, we will give them the option of which medium is their favorite and what they would like to use. All right, in our anime classes, they have also been doing a lot with figure. They did bodies and body positions and clothing, and then creating movement in a comic strip all last month. But this month, we're going to really, really drill down. They get to learn hands, which is a class that we can repeat over and over and over again because drawing hands is tricky. So they're going to draw hands this week and then do feet next week. and then they'll get into some more specifics with the body in the subsequent weeks for this month. But this week is all about hands. And then we'll talk about some multimedia stuff, shall we? Let me get my notes. Okay. So it is Fibers Month in the studio, you guys, which is like, that's a lot. You can do a lot with fiber art. We have done a lot with fiber art. I look back at past curriculums, and we've done batiking, and we've done sewing, and we've done screen printing, and we've done shibori dyeing, and lots of different things. And so this month we've got at least 2 new projects that we're doing, and I'm pretty excited about them. So my younger set, my K1s and my second thirds, are going to do a weaving project. This is a tapestry. It's a wall hanging using burlap as the base. They will create a wooden frame for their art, and then a hanger. And then they will work to create a woven tapestry. So this was, Miss Grace was working on this one. Obviously, she didn't finish it because we can finish it during class. It's just kind of started. And you can see she's woven in beads. She's woven in buttons. Some of her stitches are really wide and long, and some of them are smaller and more detailed. We'll talk to our artists about that. Of course, they've got all their choices of what their color scheme is going to be, what type of yarn they use, what type of ribbon they use, what type of adornments they use. Lots of decision making that has to happen here as they design their own tapestry. So this is our K1 project and our second, third grade project. Our older elementary kids, 4th, 5th, are going to be doing a sewing project. And so they're going to make little mini monsters. This was Miss Akira's little example. It's a graham cracker s'more. I don't think that's what it started out to be, but that's what it ended up being. And so she just ran with it. But you can see it does use just some hand stitching. So she used a running stitch, that over-under stitch all the way around on 3 sides. And then on the 4th side is a whip stitch to close it after we've stuffed it. Our younger kids will do the exact same thing. So they'll do the running stitch most of the way around, and then they'll whip stitch what the top is. Theirs may not be square. They'll get to pick what shape they have to design their own monster. We love it when we can incorporate kind of like, concepts and coming up with ideas and then executing it and like realizing what their ideas are. We don't always have time to do a lot of that, but this is one of those months where they'll spend most of the first class just designing what their monster is going to look like. And so they'll have to do all the design work, color, shape, face, arms, legs, all that stuff. And then we will take what they've designed and turn it into a little plushy monster. It is stuffed and has a little face on it, and has arms and things, which is sewn into the hem, which is cool. Okay. So as our 4th and 5th, they'll get to learn how to thread a needle, they'll learn how to tie a knot, and they'll learn how to do those 2 basic stitches. They might also learn, depending on the instructor and the level in the class, they might also learn a blanket stitch. It just depends. They might also learn a blind hem stitch. I don't know. Again, just depends. Let's talk middle school, high school. This was the one, if you checked our Facebook page and you saw some video, or if you saw our Instagram stories from Friday, you would have seen a short video clip. We are doing something new. The sewing one we've done before. We haven't done monsters. We've done emoji pillows, but very similar. The weaving we've done in not this specific, but we've done weaving before. Middle school, high school is doing something brand new for us. And we've got a million little baggies of wool roving back there. And if you don't know what wool roving is, I brought some for you. I describe it as cotton candy. That's what it reminds me of, cotton candy floss. And we've got a lot of different colors of it, and they're going to be creating kind of a wall art out of wool roving and needle felting. So we have embroidery hoops for all of them, and this kind of sheer tulle fabric, so that what we felt just kind of floats in the frame, which I think is really cool. They'll spend their first class period just setting their frame. So they'll have to get their tool in there. They're going to get it tight. They're going to get it, we're going to put a little bit of glue just to make sure that it stays. And then they'll design I got wool roving stuck to the back here. They'll design their jellyfish. And they are going to be using needle felting techniques to create no adhesive to create their jellyfish in their frame. So needle felting uses a barbed needle to tangle this wool roving so that it becomes solid, and then it sticks to this tool. Kind of describe it as how like dog hair gets stuck to my clothes and doesn't come out. It's like that. So it gets stuck to this. You can see Miss Liz did this. She's got lots of wonderful layers of the wool roving, kind of like a candy floss look to it. She's also felted in pieces of yarn. She's felted in yarn for the tentacles. She's felted in our little sequins in there. So they will design their jellyfish. There are parts that are, darker and shadowed because she put more or because she put different colors in. It's almost like painting with cotton candy and a needle. So our big kids will be exploring needle felting for the first time with us, and we're excited to share this with them and see what they can make out of this art form. We do have a lot of the wool roving just kind of hanging around back there. So our younger kids will probably get to play with it as well. We're going to be doing some felting with them in stations towards the end of the month if time allows, because it's new to us and we just want to be able to offer it to them and let them play with it. So that is the multimedia curriculum for fiber arts that is this month. And after next week, when I do next week's video, hopefully I have some things to show you that is actually the kids' art and not your instructors. All right, let's do some housekeeping. I just have a couple notes and then I will let you guys go. The first thing is coming up this weekend is our Easter egg workshop. It is BYOE, bring your own egg. If you are signed up, please don't forget your 6 eggs because I don't have any. So bring your own eggs to decorate. They can be fake or they can be real. It doesn't matter. We'll email you a reminder, but just don't forget them. If you haven't signed up and you want to sign up, there is room at Plattwoods for 6 more kids, I think, but Liberty is full. So you can totally still do that at Plattwoods. It's 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. And then the other thing that started, let's see, this month, junior staff applications. We are accepting those. You can go to our website and just look under junior staff. It's like /junior staff. You can also look back on the Facebook page. You can find the link in this video. You can email me and I'll send it to you. But if you have a child who is graduating elementary school, who is an Orange Easel student and is interested in some volunteer hours this summer, we would love to have them on staff with us. It's a wonderful first job experience. So they fill out an application, they go through an interview process with us. They are offered a position, they have to fill out their availability, they are scheduled, they come to staff training. It's all we're trying to make it as realistic as possible as a job experience for them, but in a very supportive way, right? So they can come and they can get that experience and be a part of our staff. We would love to have them. I know for some of our 5th graders, 6th graders and up, they want to come to summer camps because summer camps are awesome. And the projects are awesome, but they also feel a little bit out of place when they're with the really, really young ones. And so by being a junior staffer, they get to come to camp, they get to still do the projects, but they're in a leadership role. They're on our team. They're with us. I mean, I like doing the projects too. So they're with us on our team. There is no cost to be a junior staff. There's no cost to come to camp as junior staffers. Just you have to apply. Okay. So we are taking those. We're taking them until the 15th. So it's a short window of time. The next 11 days, you have to fill out your application and then we'll be setting interviews. Okay. Let's see. And then the last reminder I have for my Orange Easel families is we do have an art show at the end of this month. It's coming up on Sunday night, the 24th from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We're doing it at both studios at the exact same time. So if you come to Plattwoods for classes, your art show is at Plattwoods. If you come to Liberty, your art show is in Liberty. And you want to make sure that you go to the right place because that's where your art will be. And we do have submission boxes in the lobbies at our studios with papers so that you can fill out your submission form and get it turned into us, where we'll take care of getting it ready for display. Okay, so don't feel like it has to be framed or matted or anything. Just bring it in and fill out the information as completely as possible. That's really important. Fill it out as completely as possible because we don't want to misplace somebody's art or not know who it belongs to and mislabel it when we put it up for the show. Okay, so those are the things that I have for you. If you have questions about any of them, you can give me a holler and I'd love to chat with you about it. Best way to reach me is via email or via social media. you can message the Orange Easel channels either on Facebook or on Instagram. Sound good? Can't wait to see you guys for April classes. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, everybody. I'll talk to you next week.